So
I think I've changed it since then because this guy released a new map pack that had new walls that looked fancier, and I was like, ooh, pretty shiny things. So I went there and I fixed it up. It looks prettier now.
oh, very nice.
Okay, does everyone see this? The friendly faces.
Yes,
in the yawning portal.
Yes, I do.
Did that? So that popped up for everyone, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I want everyone to pick one person on this that you would know, and if you need to ask a question about them, I can answer questions about them.
Bonnie.
Bonnie. Okay.
Yagra.
Okay.
That was easy. Yagra.
Yep.
Excuse me.
You can have the same person.
Nuh-uh, I'm not sharing mine.
I guess I'm gonna go with Durnan.
The intense-looking one who loves his ale.
Free
And
ale.
he's the proprietor. That's
That would explain the intensity.
Because I go up to him and I'm just like, "Can I have some ale?"
I'll give you a free flagon if you don't talk to me about the weather.
And I hear Bolo has been staying here.
Yeah, he's here.
Hey,
Hasn't
Bonnie.
been down this morning. He'll be down after a while.
Good.
Bonnie's coming out from the back, and she's bringing out ale for everybody and setting it out on the table for you. So,
Yay.
How you doing, darling?
This is gonna be really awkward, isn't it? Okay.
I
It's gonna
warned
be
you.
awesome.
I warned you. I was like, dude, we were
Jeez,
talking
man.
about my character. I'm like, Kazan, you realize this means I'm going to be hitting on you and using pickup lines on you for the indeterminable future.
Note to self: kill Hind first. I'm kidding.
Bring it on.
Kai, is there one of these on this list that you would like to know?
Is that for me?
Oscar. Yes, Oscar. Is there anyone on this list?
I already said balloon. I didn't check.
Oh, I'm
when I was
sorry.
talking.
Oh,
Says right there. Do you not see it?
Okay.
it says it
Yes,
there,
I do.
but
I apologize.
don't apologize to him. He has a mouth. He knows how to use
Apologize to me.
it. Yeah, Drax, we're so sorry. honey.
I could use some apologies.
Just kidding, Kazan.
Okay.
Why do I keep waiting for Obaya Uday to start saying confess?
Shame. Shame.
Shame.
I already deleted them. I'm sad now. Oh, that chick from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Awesome. Sister... Wow, her name is on the tip of my tongue.
Sister fucked.
I didn't even know her name.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, she got pretty
Okay.
screwed there at the end.
She got shafted. There is no question.
Oh god. Oh god.
So, you guys are at these two tables, just right next to the opening where they pull people to go into the portal that goes 140 feet down. And I had meant to do this earlier, and I got distracted, and I'm going to do it now. So give me just a minute. Rising from the shores of its harbor to ring the great mountain standing tall out of the Sea of Swords, Waterdeep, the city of splendors and the crown of the north. To all of Faerun, this great metropolis stands as a pinnacle of what a great city might be in wealth, influence, and stability. In Waterdeep's Castle Ward, located on Rengrun Street between Waterdeep Castle and Stale Street, is the city's most famous inn. It's a 4-story tall stone building with a gray slate roof and a simple signboard that on a portal. hanging on chains from a iron pole above the front door. Well-worn boards cover the floor, but the main impression you get within is comfort. Rich blue tapestries and a staggering variety of curios and oddities adorn the wood-paneled walls, while the warm fires crackle in the hearths around you. Yawning Portal's tap room fills the first floor of the building. It's dominated by a 40-foot diameter well that provides access to Undermountain, Faerun's largest known dungeon. The well is all that remains of an ancient tower that once belonged to a wizard named Hallister, and now, devoid of stairs and floors, descends 140 feet underground. Balconies on the second and third floors overlook the well, giving guests sitting at tables there an excellent view of the well and the action below. Much of the Yawning Portal's clientele consists of adventurers eager to venture into Undermountain and share tales of their adventures out in the rest of the world. You and your friends are here today for another purpose, however. You've heard that Volothamp Gadarn, a local author and minor celebrity, is at the Yawning Portal. So, I haven't seen Bolo come down yet. You've heard from Bonnie and Durnan that he's upstairs with someone in his room. So, while you're waiting, though, Katarina's friend, Yagra, kind of brushes past Todrin on the way to her table. And she pulls up a seat. She throws her leg over the back of the chair, Riker style, and sits down with, at your table with Oscar and Katarina. And she's looking to just talk about the things that you guys have been up to. And Todrin, you notice as she's pushing by, there's a couple of guys at the table behind you that are keeping an eye on her. And one of them stands up.
I give Bart an elbow.
Ah, what? What? I'm reading a book.
I'm just.
Is it one of Volo's?
Watching him intently.
No. One of my spell books.
Is there meat with bones in it?
Is there
No, sorry, sir.
bones in it?
What are you looking for exactly? Like a mutton or
Like turkey legs, a whole plate of them?
Oh yeah, they got all sorts of stuff like that. They've got the house special is actually.
Renaissance Festival?
I'm sorry.
I said, what is this? The Renaissance Festival?
In real life?
The house special is Quipper and chips, but you can get turkey legs if you want them.
Yes,
And all
I
sorts
want
of
meat
things on
with
order.
bones in it. I want to slurpily eat the bones, and I will be throwing them into the portal.
Sorry, I'm back.
When I'm done, of course.
Oh Lord.
You're probably not the first to have done
Is that going to be littering?
No,
No.
Is the ground of the well considered part of water tape?
Jesus, already. What was
There's
it, 10
probably
minutes?
enough. I don't know how I'm going to keep a handle on you people.
I asked you if you were paying attention, Kai. God damn it.
Oh, I promise he was. That's exactly
I
why
know.
he did it.
I know. I made a point of asking because I know he's going to ignore it.
Oh, what? Rules? Laws? What are those?
A list of
He's always
things to
giving
do.
me shit for not being lawful good, and I secretly suspect it's because he doesn't want me stealing his thunder if I'm not.
If it gives you any help, I'm lawful good.
There, he's lawful good.
That's perfect. She's evil. Kill her.
I'm not evil.
Not you, Yagra Stonefist.
Oh.
Got her targeted.
Yagra's what?
Give me just a minute.
She's Stonefist.
She's not evil.
She's just registering as a enemy NPC.
No,
Yes,
right
I
now
see
she is just pushed by
All I
your
see is a
table,
red
Todrin,
square.
and she's come over and she's sat down at the table with Oscar and Katarina, and she hasn't made any kind of any motions of hostility or anything like that. They're just having a nice, polite conversation.
Right, and then I see those two dudes stand up and...
You see 4 guys at the table behind you.
Oh, shit.
One of them gets up and he leaves. He walks out the back door.
I want to memorize features as best
Which
I can.
way is the back?
Okay. Up to the north, the door right next to that booth there.
This one right here, that's back.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
That's the back door. Thank you. And then the front door is one that's kind of diagonal.
On the south side, just below the.
Yeah, it's where it's diagonal there. Oh, it's there, not. What the hell is that over there?
Right.
Okay, so it's okay. I can't see it under my die, so thank you. I'll move it.
Okay.
Excellent.
So you're sitting around the table, and it's not very long before that guy comes back, and this time he's got a buddy with him. And just the second he enters the room, you just hear a shout, "Yeah, hey, you killing me, mates? You like it, huh?" He comes and he charges at Yagra from behind.
I want to stick out a foot.
Okay, roll me a. Let's see.
I simultaneously
Let's-
elbow Bart again and trip.
Ah, what's going on?
Okay, tell you what. Roll me a dexterity check. You roll a strength check as dexterity save, and we'll see what happens. This is going to be against crits, so.
Damn.
Y'all need to pay attention.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Sometimes I feel like I'm comfortable and okay reading a book in the tavern.
Okay, I'm going to switch for you two on the map just so you were the one on the outside, so you could have done that.
Alright.
Okay.
How accommodating.
Thank you.
And he sees you put your foot out, though, and he steps.
Uh-oh.
No.
What happened?
He gone.
No.
He gone.
No. Did
Damn
he
it.
fall in the well again?
I-
Someone hoist him out of that shit.
I tripped him. Y'all heard him say it. He trips,
I
takes
totally heard it.
2 stumbles, and
User in
falls
your
into
channel
the portal.
timed out.
He saw the foot but tripped on it anyway, right?
He saw the foot but didn't see the stone fist. Are these new health bars next to us here? That's pretty sweet.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that.
Mind if I whack you a few times just to see if it goes down?
Help yourself.
Oh, host connection lost. It's not working. Damn. Help yourself. Please be
Please.
my guest.
Please do.
Lame.
While we're waiting, I had a hard time understanding what the person who came at her was exclaiming. Did any
Yeah.
of you catch that?
No.
No.
I can check the stream, see if I can... No.
Okay, so thank you. I'll move it.
That's perfect.
Or anything like
And trip.
Ah, what?
from behind.
I want to stick out a foot.
Second he enters the room, you just
I'm gonna
hear
lose
a shout.
connection soon.
"Yeah,
If
hey,
he doesn't come back.
you killing me, mates? You like it, huh?"
And my Waterdeep map is not that I need it because I have it over on the side. I don't need it in game. So even if the Waterdeep map, I mean, but it doesn't have the pins in the other one.
Something like, you Megs, you killed me Megs, do you like it? Huh.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay.
I don't think that person's all there.
Might be a little tipsy.
User entered your channel.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
yeah. I'm not happy right now. I may have swore a little.
I'm
This
sorry.
this is what I was afraid would happen. I'm hoping that this is just because I'm trying to load a bunch of stuff in the background while nobody's paying attention. You guys can all come back in. I apologize. You're gonna have to, if you haven't closed Fantasy Grounds already, you'll probably have to close it to come back in. So
Yeah, it just booted me.
Is it back up now?
it is back up now.
Cool.
Actually, let me know if when you try to connect, and I may have to back out.
I'm trying right now.
As am I.
I am well as well. Could not connect to host.
All right, I'm gonna have to back out. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to back out and I could just leave it open, and it would auto connect or something. But it's not gonna do that. I'm gonna have to load everything back up. So
We're gonna have to crowdsource a satellite dish and a
Oh,
better
oh god,
connection for
please!
Kazan here.
I just like, if Elon Musk would put those satellites in orbit, I would be very happy.
Hmm. Is there a practical way we could do something to aid Kason?
Not really.
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Kylie Wiley. Great question for you.
Like a
I'll give it
satellite phone
dish.
or some shit?
Even then, though, it's the up would be the problem.
Hmm.
But his discos would be a lot less frequent, yeah?
What?
That's a great
Disconnections.
term.
Discos.
Discos. I like how it's the opposite of a disco.
I
guess
know,
it
right?
Depends on your opinion.
I just imagine every time his internet goes out, it's because he's standing up and dancing too aggressively.
I
Okay,
have no idea.
it's up. It's up now. If everybody wants to come back in,
His
So,
fingers catch
got
the
Hind.
cable and pull it out of the wall.
I see Saf coming in.
Wait for it to
I'm
settle,
really
and
hope
then
that
I'll
this
join in.
is. I'm really hoping that this is just because I'm trying to load stuff in the background, and I'm gonna stop
sure it
doing that
is.
for a little while.
One
So-
file at a time. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I was trying to do.
So what did the guy yell when he came in through the door? Because you got all robotic, and none of us have any fucking clue what you said.
I'm sorry. How far along did I get before I got cut off?
We got everything else. It was just
Yeah, just when he saw the foot.
that's true.
Everything
We
up
got
until
cut
he
off
saw the
there,
foot.
but your clarity faded when you said what he said,
Yeah.
so we don't know.
Okay. When he came in the door, he yells out, "Ya pig! Like killing me mates, does ya?"
I was close.
So
Mates,
he's a
Meg,
kind of
same
sort
thing.
of meat so-so. Okay.
He's
You killed me,
carnivore.
Megs.
You gotta kill the meat before you eat it.
You can't have any meat or pudding until you kill your meat.
Yagra looks at us like we are insane. What the fuck's with these guys?
What about pudding and meat? And Meg? What?
Okay. I got Hind, I got Saf, I got Kai, Drax. Waiting on you.
I only see Heinrich and myself. Others haven't loaded, and I don't have the yawning portal map. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not.
click on the maps button.
I see
then-
Kai. Oh, my map's back.
Okay.
Wow, this is taking forever.
Sorry.
Okay.
Don't apologize. Out of your control completely.
Alright, cool. I can't select my character.
Like it's there,
I
you
think
can't, or
this
it's
happens
not there.
when.
It's not there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just give it a
The
couple
last
seconds.
one is the unlucky one. Mine took forever.
Okay, Drax, I'm sorry, what's the
Such
problem?
a nice map.
It's not there. It might
Isn't
just
it, though?
haven't-
It is.
Try
It's just
now.
loading really slow. It happened for me eventually. It took a long time for me to see my picture.
This map is
The first
fucking
time?
gorgeous, Kazin.
Ah, there we go.
Thank you. Okay. For some reason, I had to clear your ownership of it, so.
Yeah. Black, blue,
Okay.
red, and purple. Is that what you're gonna be? Black? Steph?
Oh, what?
Are your dice gonna be black?
They are at the moment. I mean,
Mine
That's
are
just a
red as
thought.
roses.
I can make mine purple if someone wants black.
No. That wasn't. I was just curious if that was what you decided you wanted or if you just hadn't changed it yet.
I hadn't changed it, and if someone wants black, I don't mind changing it.
No, I think we've
Fine,
all
I might have
chosen
bought
what we
some
want.
dice last night.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when I almost said Heinrich, when Todrin goes to trip this guy that comes in, and this guy's his head's completely shaved bald, and he's got these eyeball tattoos all around his head.
Oh,
So when you go to trip him, I need everyone to roll initiative
Oh shit. Okay.
initiation.
Initiatory. Fuck.
because
That's
this guy's
supposed to
been
just happen for you.
is what.
Sorry, that's a DM joke. Never mind.
So is every
I'm like, huh?
when you go to trip this guy, his attention shifts from Yagra straight to you, Todrin. I'm going to be doing that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, name and character were the same thing last
Okay.
game, so it's a little weird.
All right.
Howdy! I just say with a big grin on my face.
Oscar, you see this guy come in, yell this at your this pretty lady sitting across from you,
Pretty lady.
and what do you do?
Do I notice the pretty gentleman in the shiny armor trying to trip the guy?
Oh, can we?
Roll me a perception check?
When do we describe ourselves to each other? By the way.
You know, I didn't even think about that. We can do that right now if you want.
Time out.
Time out, because we need to know
Oh, I
what
do.
each of us are thinking of each other's people here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just go in initiative order. So Oscar.
Oscar is an unassuming 7-foot-tall furball.
Assuming
Jesus Christ.
You're 7 feet tall?
Yes.
Damn, your picture for some reason makes me feel like you're only like 3.
That's just the angle
really?
of the camera. Don't be deceived.
Yeah, I know. So 7 feet tall, big rosy nose. I got the fayish ears. Got the beard. Always got this weird kind of goofy smile on my face. And then just like happy and bright colors and all over. I do have a big old walking stick kind of thing. And there's a pipe swinging from my neck.
A pipe? Oh, like a smoking pipe.
Yes.
It can have this metal pipe that's swinging from it. Like what?
Yes. So I will give you my action once everyone else is done.
Yeah.
Or are we going to do it as we go in order?
You totally saw this guy in the chainmail across from you stick his foot out. To you, it was plain as day.
Okay. I am going to hold my action.
Okay.
I am
what
going
kind
to
of?
wait. I
there
am
you
going to
go.
wait for Krentz to stumble over in my direction, at which point I will grab him by the scruff of his neck and jam a turkey leg in his mouth.
All right.
Bon appetit.
So
Bone.
Yagra hears this guy shouting at her, and she sees you stick your foot out, Todrin, as she's looking back over her shoulder, and she's not sure what to do at first, but she's standing up, and she's not pulling out a weapon or anything, but she looks like she's ready to go to town, and she's just waiting for one of these guys to come at her.
Oh, can I have the map? I'm sorry.
It's always helpful.
Sorry, Katerina.
While he's getting his map. So, Katerina is...
An elf. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Them is fight words.
Hind likes to push buttons.
I'm sorry.
By all
I'm
means.
sorry.
But, you know, to be honest with you, when you look at her, especially when she's got her hood over cloak on, you really can't tell a lot. I mean, she doesn't come across as human because of the color of her skin, which is more of a lighter gray color, but you would not know otherwise necessarily. When she's covered up exactly what was going on there, you couldn't identify her necessarily. But she, with her hood off and where you can see, there's a little bit more to her appearance that helps you out with that. So once she takes that hood off, you can see that the left side of her head is actually shaved, and there are purple tattoos on different parts. I mean, and you can only really see her head and her neck and then her hands. Everything else is pretty much covered, but you see where there are some tattoos in those areas. Lots of piercings higher up on her ears as well when she has that hood off. And on the back of her neck, coming off of her shoulders, and even around her wrists, you see what looks like maybe some scars that kind of peek out from under her clothing there. She's pretty slight build. She's not at all bulky. She's about 5'6", 5'7". You'd swear she weighed about 100 pounds wet, but she's a little bit more than that, actually, about 115. So she's not big or muscular in any way. And you'd really, really pay her no mind at all if it weren't for the fact that you could tell that she looked different than most. When you look at her face, you see no expression on her face.
Okay.
Typically, so that's about all there is for her right now.
All right. What would you like to do?
I would like to know if the people who is paying attention to us and to Yagra, are they? Is there any noticeable symbols or signs about them? Are they all wearing the same thing? Is there anything that would identify them in any sort of way?
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Good question.
You know, you haven't been in the city long enough to really know what you're looking for. You do notice that this guy has these eyeball tattoos on his head, but you don't know what they may mean.
Okay. So, because I don't know their intention, I am simply going to stand up from the table, and I'm not going to arm myself, but I'm kind of poise myself to be ready for whatever comes at me in whatever direction. I'm not going to instigate anything.
You could take the dodge action, which means any attacks coming at you would have disadvantage.
That is an option.
Just to give you the mechanical side of that.
Thank you, because my fighting is, you know.
All good.
So how would I want to convey that?
Just
right
say-
now, I would say.
Just like you
I'm
did,
gonna-
I'm taking a defensive posture.
But if I wanted to use a dodge, I would just say that, I will dodge
Yeah.
anything coming at me kind of thing.
Just dodge action. That's how you'd say
Taking
it.
my
Just-
dodge
just like that.
action.
There you go.
Right. I'm gonna
All
take
right.
my dodge action, and my
Oh, I
character
see.
just kind of stands up and takes a defensive stance.
Yeah, I see what you mean. My bad.
Oh, awesome. No worries. Thank you so much.
Of
Brings
course.
it back on the table and spreads.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
So this first guy just kicks his chair back, and as soon as Krintz starts coming into the room, he knows now it's time to go. So he comes in, and he is going right after Yagra. And oddly enough, it doesn't have their unarmed attacks on here. I thought it had those, so I'm just going to roll him a d20 and we'll see. No, she dodges the first strike this guy lays out for her.
What is he striking with? Like his fist?
Yeah, none of them appear to be going for weapons. They do have weapons, but they haven't drawn them. This appears to be
Okay.
just a bar fight so far.
Oh, really? Okay.
And this
They
other
draw
guy
the weapons,
comes.
then it's a whole different game.
This
Right.
other guy comes by, pushes right past you, Bartholomew. He bumps into your chair as he's pushing by, trying to get to
Oh.
Yagra as well.
Oh my.
Still reading your book?
No, I'm paying attention now. The book is closed.
Oh, okay. I only
Okay,
had
this
to
guy
elbow you
does.
twice.
But that chair almost made me sit back down as it bumped into me.
So this guy does connect with Yagra, and he trying to fight off two different guys is a little bit of a difficult task. So now an unarmed strike is only worth 1 point of damage. Just keep that in mind here, unless you have a certain skills or if you're a monk or something like that.
Really? It's not a roll of a d6 or something like that? A d4, I
No.
thought it was?
Not unless I'm getting it wrong, and I don't think I am. But
Pretty
I
sure.
I don't think so. For right now, we're just
Okay.
gonna call it 1.
All right.
Okay. Bartholomew, this guy's just bumped into the back of your chair as he's going after this half-orc woman sitting at her. She's now standing, but is there anything you'd like to do?
Before I do that, Bartholomew is just short of 6 feet. He's about 5'11". Pretty lithe, kind of like a beanpole. No real muscle. And super skinny. He's got mid-length brown hair. Straight. He's got piercing green eyes. And he always carries this pretty thick tome around with him. He's even got this like little bag for it. And he usually is carrying around this glass sphere with a little clockwork fish in it with a green gem embedded in it.
Awesome.
So, seeing this, I'm going to subtly... Oh, never mind. I'm going to... Oh, interesting.
There you go.
Yep. Thank you, Kai.
Indeed. Somebody yell out an exclamation, just, "Oh my, what's going on here?" And I'm going to, back away from the table, just kind of up against the railing here. And
Okay.
I'm going to,
We're going to point out just real quick, that's not a very high railing, just so you know.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
okay, that's not a good
That
idea.
was scaring me that you went up against. I'm like, no.
In that case, I'm gonna push past Todd here, and I'm gonna run over here, and I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right.
You don't want to die in the first session again?
No,
In
All
a
right.
bar fight, he falls into the well, cracks his skull. He's
I
done.
was going to say, yep.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I would make us restart.
He'd fall down and live, and then like he'd be like, "I'm okay, guys," as the turkey leg falls down his throat and he chokes to death.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else, Drax? Or excuse me,
Um,
Bartholomew.
No, that's my action.
All right, Todrin.
All right, so this guy.
This guy.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. First off, go ahead and describe yourself real quick.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm wearing really nice clothing and armor, chainmail. My family makes these things, and so I'm wearing the best that they can possibly make. It's nice combinations of red and blue and white all over, with the colors and the cloth and the metal. I am. Oh gosh, I should have looked at this already. I am 6 foot even, 250, really well muscled, shortish blonde hair. Just what did I write here is the best. Almost painfully handsome model of a man. Just really,
Painfully
really good
handsome.
looking. And whenever he smiles, this I've got this leather headband that goes around the middle of my forehead, around the back of my head, into my hair, and right in the middle of my forehead is this pretty big red stone in the leather band, really deep, like blood red. And whenever I smile, that stone just kind of faintly flashes a little bit and sparkles. And yeah, so when I stick my foot out and this guy stops and turns and look at me, I just smile up at him and the stone flashes and I'm like, howdy. And I would like to see if I recognize those tattoos before I make a move.
Sure, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Cool. Much better. Learn us some
tattoos
things.
The tattoos remind you a little bit of the Xanathar Guild and some of the symbols you've seen of them. You know that is a criminal gang that operates within the city. It is not actually a legitimate, recognized guild in the city.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm definitely going to, knowing those things, using the force of me standing up and with my cocked left fist, just slam him right in the nose.
All right. Roll me an attack with your strength modifier.
Okay, so that would be so just a
Should be a
d20
plus
with my
4.
strength, so +4.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you nail him right in the face.
Nice. So that's 1 + 4, so 5 damage, just right in the nose. Wham! As I stand up and I'm right in his
You
face.
knock him out cold.
Oh, geez.
He is down.
All right. Sweet. And then I'll turn and look at Bart and see these other two starting to stand up at the table, and I'm going to move over to Bart here and put my
When you
back to
do,
him.
the guy behind you, just sees his boss go down, and he tries to take a swing at you as you're trying to retreat.
All right.
That's a no. He tries, but he's too focused on Yagra.
Sweet. And I'll put my back to Bart and stare down these two.
Yeah, 4 and 5, they just saw you just deck their boss in one hit, and they're both like just shocked that this is totally not going their way, and that they thought they were going to be fighting 4-on-1, and it's 5-on-1, and it's not going that way. So both of these guys come at you. The first one throws a right hook at you, but you easily deflect that. This other guy comes at you. And again, none of them are pulling weapons, but he does take a swing at you. That is a natural 1. I'm going to make him roll a dex save. Yeah, well, he didn't end up his ass. At least there's that.
It's going his way, finally.
All right. Vince is out. He is practically snoring and drooling on himself on the floor right now. All right, Oscar, back to you. You just watched this crazy knight in the back just deck this guy and knock him out cold.
Quick question for Bartholomew. What does mage armor look like when you cast it?
Oh, good question. So I ran over to the side up to the wall, and I just kind of like, because I'm holding my book now, because I didn't put it in the bag yet, and I'm just holding that crystal ball, and it just starts to glow faintly green, and I swoosh it up past me, and this green ring just goes from my feet to my head, and I just have this faint green tint.
Pretty.
Forgot my own name. Oscar finishes the turkey leg and he starts pounding on the table next to Katerina, and he says, Katerina! No, it's Katerina. Do you see the sparkly one over there? Amazing! And I just grab another turkey leg.
All right. So Yagra has no idea that this guy just got decked behind her. She's busy fighting off these two guys that are on top of her. She punches one of them right in the face. He kind of staggers back towards the well a little bit, but he's on his feet and he's okay. Katerina.
So Katerina just gives a long blank stare over at Oscar while he eats his chicken and proclaims the beauty of the green one.
So sparkly.
And then she turns toward the one that Yager has just hit, and he's kind of stumbled back a few steps. And she kind of just steps between this one and her. She doesn't hit him or anything, but she just looks at him and she's, let's keep this a fair fight. 2 against 1 is not noble. And so she kind of just pushes him back, and she's standing between them like, okay, if you want her, you're going to go through me first.
Okay. This is number 1, right?
Whichever one that she just stumbled toward the well there.
Right.
You didn't really
okay.
say which one. So
it was number 1. Yeah, the one. All right, you're good. All right. Give me just a second here. He's looking at you and seeing that this is not at all what they thought it was going to be, and he's starting to back off, and he's moving around behind Yagra. She takes a swipe at him as he tries to go around her, but let's see how that works. Yeah, she swings, but he manages to duck out of the way, and he's tapping this other guy on the shoulder. He's like, come on, let's get out of here. So he comes over here. He tries to grab his buddy's arm, and he's just, come on, Krintz, get up. Krintz is out cold.
His nose is broke.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's probably very broken. The guy next to him looks over, sees Krintz on the ground, and they together pick up Krintz by the shoulder and look at the other 2 guys that are right in front of you, Todrin. And it's right about this time that Durnan is pointing at the whole lot of them and just saying, "Get out of my tavern!" Bart, what do you want to do?
I look at Durnan, and then I look at the bandits. Well, you heard the man. Get the fuck out! and fire just like starts glowing around that orb I'm holding.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Best intimidation ever.
It's pretty damn good. Number 3 looks at you and his eyes kind of go wide, and he starts tapping on the guy next to him. He's like, come on, let's go.
I'd listen to the man if I were you.
Yeah, these guys are all they're trying to pick up Krentz and they're trying to carry him out at this point.
Properly cowed.
Yeah. You're starting to hear though. There's actually everybody roll me a perception check.
Yeah, baby.
4.
I think Katerina had too much to drink already.
Okay. Oscar, for a minute, everyone's eyes were on the fight. You're starting to see people up on the balcony above you that are pointing in the well.
Into the well?
They're pointing into the well, and there's some people upstairs that are starting to get kind of frantic.
Uh-oh.
Katerina, I littered, and they noticed. We have to go.
Way to confess.
Right.
So Yagra has no idea what's going on. She's not noticing this either. She turns to you, Katerina, and she sticks her hand out. She's thank you.
Mayagra, you have a way with people. What have you got yourself into this time?
These guys have been
And I'm
Kind of
walking up behind her to listen to this.
okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh shit.
Who?
She's gonna elbow me
Diane?
in the face.
Okay. She looks at you, Katerina, and she says, "We can talk about this later. Tell you what, I'll have Davil send you something later, okay?" And she just kind of reaches out, she shakes your hand, and she looks at you, Todrin, and she just kind of looks you up and down a little bit, and she's just this real brusque thanks, and she starts walking away.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you.
Safe travels, Yagra.
She stops and she's what?
What time do you have to be back in heaven?
She stops dead in her tracks and she just looks right into your eyes and she says, "I'm sorry?"
I just flash the big old perfect teeth smile and the stone glitters.
Oh my god.
There is this pause and then this very toothy grin. Like, seeing an orc smile, seeing a half orc smile, and you just made her day.
I'll just nod at her. Look after yourself.
Her
Okay.
eyes are sparkling now.
The Oscar, you see the panic on the upper floors. There's someone now just yells, "Troll!" from the top floor.
Ooh,
I correct them. I'm a furbolg, and I quickly move all
Yeah.
of my
no fucking
bones
way.
into various pockets.
As you correct him, this 8-foot tall troll with this green rubbery skin, this thing, you can smell it as it's coming up. It just reeks. And it is climbing up the inside of the well. It looks wounded, and you actually see that there's these sturge that are. Some of them have clung to it, and there's a few that are flying around it that are looking for their next meal.
I'm sorry, you kind of broke up the Three Stooges.
Three sturge.
Oh, my
Sturge.
mistake.
Okay. These things, they look like they've been feeding on this troll, and it was trying to get away from them, and it either heard what was going on above or something and figured that was the best way out. So,
Probably lured it out with turkey legs.
Right. What have I told you about littering?
and you guys see Durnan. As soon as this thing comes out, like, when these guys were fighting in his tavern, he was just shouting at him to get out. As soon as this thing comes out of the well, this guy leaps over the bar with a huge great sword in hand.
I was hoping you'd
He
say sawed-off
slides.
shotgun.
He slides across the bar, and he starts shouting, "Get out of the way!" He's making his way towards this thing with this just magnificent greatsword. It looks just beautiful. It's this very probably magical greatsword that he's carrying.
Well, perfect. I'll draw my sword and rush alongside him.
All right, so you're going to beat him to the troll. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to really just run into this thing and try to knock it back in.
Okay. You want to try to shove it?
Yeah, shove action.
Okay. Roll me a strength check.
Ooh! I haven't rolled bad with Todd yet.
So, what happens on a tie?
What?
Everybody dies.
Dexterity, probably.
Okay.
Roll
Roll
another
hit.
dice.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no.
actually.
What?
I think you
It-
just said you're about as strong as a weakened troll.
Holy fuck.
Oh,
I'd take that as an insult if I were you.
What? Trolls are fucking huge.
Weakened
thing is huge.
troll.
Don't take
Well
this away from me,
taller than me.
goddammit.
Half-eaten troll. He's leftovers then.
Okay. Todrin,
I think the troll would resent that.
Todrin, you have just thrown every bit of weight you have into this push. That should have knocked it down, and it didn't.
Fuck.
He rolled a natural 22.
Son of a
What?
bitch.
So
Wait, but
natural, excuse me,
What the
natural
hell?
20 as well.
no, did he?
Okay, you both. Okay, go ahead.
Was his bonus 4?
Yes,
Son of a bitch! No way!
he has a +4 to his strength.
What the fuck? All right.
Damn.
Well, I'll shake his hand and walk away. Jesus. I'll be right back.
As you were.
Yeah. When you do this thing, oh man, he is not happy. He slips a little bit, and he's coming right at you, Todrin.
Todrin has stepped away. So he's not going to witness this.
Yeah, he's not going to witness this. I'm going to have to wait for him a little bit.
Did you see my message earlier?
No, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Instead, I'm gonna do it on Todrin.
Okay. Just the effect?
How intriguing.
Well, yeah, I mean that's all I can do.
Okay. Alright. That's fine.
Instead, he's going to do what on Todrin?
As far as you can tell, Todrin has cast Mage Armor on himself as well.
Huh?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
So this troll that you hit and they're now face to face with, for you've heard of trolls. You know trolls are not, they're not an insignificant foe. You've never fought one personally. And here you are, face to face with it, and it has just dug its claws into your armor, and it has the rest of you witness as this thing rips into Todrin. And in a second, he is on the ground. It has slammed him over this table that he's in and into the nearby pillar. at this point, as soon as this happens, you hear the entire room, upstairs, downstairs, everyone in the room is screaming. There are people running for the doors. Durnan is pointing his sword at this thing. There are people reaching for weapons upstairs and downstairs, but for the most part, it is pandemonium and people are trying to get the hell out.
I imagine that moment in that Avengers movie when Hulk grabs that Thor's brother by the leg and just smashes him into the ground. Oh, boom,
God.
boom, boom, boom.
That's my favorite part because he calls him a puny god.
Right,
That's
exactly.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And I just lay in my crater, dazed and dying.
Yeah. Bartholomew, while everyone's focused on the troll, there
Image
are
of
these...
Yamcha.
I'm sorry?
You need to put the image of Yamcha there. Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, like what?
I don't know what this is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, never mind. It's okay.
Okay. So while this is happening, everyone's focused on the troll, but you see there are these other sturge in the air that, these are kind of like a mosquito, and this one tries to latch onto you. You're able to bat it away pretty easily, though. Oscar.
So my shiny new friend seems to be having a bad day. I am going to...
There you go.
Yep.
Yamcha.
That's me. There's just a hand in the crater for no reason.
I'm going to make things worse by knocking the table over into Durin there.
Oh, for fuck's
and
sake.
then rush forward to the shiny knight.
Durnan didn't see this coming at all. This catches Durnan right in the back of the knee as he's trying to walk by, and his knee kind of buckles, and he goes down onto... You've knocked Durnan prone as he was trying to run at this thing.
Dude.
Sorry, Durin. No, it's Durin. I will then kneel down next to the knight and cast Cure Wounds on him. Laying my large hands on him, kind of whistling a happy little tune, and then kind of like playing piano on him as little magical darts enter his body and bring him back to life.
Ow!
Okay. Anything else?
Just a big goofy smile.
And that's when I look up into your eyes and see that imager thing you shared with the big red beard and the crazy eyes.
Exactly.
So Yagra was on her way out of the room, and when this happens, her eyes go wide. She pulls just this huge mace off of her belt ring. There's too much going on in front of her, though, between her and the troll, but she does see the sturge that's next to Bartholomew. She comes up just as you bat this thing away, she tries to knock it out of the air with her mace. She rolls a natural 1. Bartholomew, roll me a dex check.
No! You die. Your brains get splattered all over the floor.
Not like this.
Not again!
It was a mace, too. Don't worry about it, you're fine.
Oh, God, it was a mace, too.
She almost hit you in the face with this mace. So you can tell it was an accident, but this thing was flying really, really close to you anyway. She just almost nailed you.
As it does. Freaking Bart just... Oh, not again! And then as he's fine, he's just like, what the hell was that?
You hear on the wind, Avon!
So Durnan doesn't see that happen. He's picking himself off the floor and pushing this table out of the way. And he looks over at you, Bart, though. He sees that you had been casting a spell earlier, and he says, "Burn this thing!" He picks himself off the ground, and he charges towards it with his sword. Ooh. And I should have removed his prone effect first. But he managed to hit it anyway, though.
Powerful little bastard.
Nice. Holy shit.
What?
Yeah.
60. Wow.
It is a magic sword named Grimvault.
That's a hell of a sword. My God.
And he swings again. He hits this thing again. The first one, he slashed across its chest. The second one, he's trying to shove the blade right through the belly of this thing.
I guess we're the only level ones here.
I was gonna say,
guess
Durnan's
so.
pretty high level, clearly.
For some reason, it's not rolling damage for him. And oh, I see why. It's because it's. Oh, I see what I did. Never mind. It's fine.
I did. It
Uh,
did damage.
It did the damage, but there's 3 different damage effects here for some reason. It's got one for rolling, and it's got one that just does flat out 16 damage, and I was clicking that one. But he has
Oh, okay.
done a lot of damage to this thing, though. Katarina,
All right.
you just
So-
heard him scream, "Burn this thing!" to the mage across the room.
Right. That I did. But the only way I can attack this thing is if I'm close up, and I don't want to get in his way, and I don't want to get in the way of his sword.
You're pretty much right on it. It came
I
up
know.
right
That's
next
why
to
I
you.
was thinking of taking a freaking step back, so I'm not getting a sword in my eye.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
like, fuck that. That guy's flinging a sword around. That's a
Big
troll.
old shiny one, and he's stronger than I am.
There's a magic guy about to fling fire around. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Somebody's already dead. It's kind of refreshing getting downed. I can't remember the last time that happened.
It is refreshing watching you get downed.
I'm like, wait, I'm dying? That's a thing? Thank you, Kai, for the up and up.
So is it the Sturge's turn, or?
No,
I missed
she's
something.
figuring out
sorry.
what she's doing.
No, I just need to make sure I can help without getting in harm's way more than necessary. This is pretty close up.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
you
move
can.
a little bit down and away here so that.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that might have been a little much, but nonetheless.
Okay.
Here, how about there? I think that's where
That'll be fine.
I can't tell where my squares are. Okay, there.
So yeah, you're 10 feet away now.
So I'm still within
Yeah.
10 feet. I'm a little bit out of Durnan's way. But
Yeah.
I uncouple the spikes that are on my left hip, and with my right hand I reach up onto my right shoulder and I pull my my spiked chain off of my shoulder. And I start swinging it so that I'm holding it in the middle, and both ends of the chain with the spikes on the end are both spinning together. And I kind of just come up and then just bring my spikes down from above onto this troll's head. I mean, how tall is this thing?
It's about 8 feet tall.
Yeah, okay. I should be able to go for his head then.
Sure.
I have sneak attack on this dude.
You do. He's in combat with Durnan, and you absolutely
So
have sneak
if I
attack on him.
hit, this might not be bad.
That'll hit.
That'll hit.
Did we make a sneak attack button for her?
I think I did.
Yes, I do have a sneak attack button.
Perfect.
Here we go. Good luck, troll.
Wham! Jeebus.
Yeah, you leave this gnarly gash across this
I
thing's
didn't
throat.
try to retarget it. Sorry.
That's okay. I handled it for you. Yeah, you leave this gnarly gash across this thing's throat, and it's looking rough. It was already looked like it had been pretty much sucked dry by these sturge around it, but he looks like he could drop with one more. In the meantime, though, this sturge that's buzzing around looking for a nice meal, he does see you. He's going to come after you.
drainer in one
You're
bite.
not gonna find much of a meal here.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he sinks his proboscis down into your neck, and he is clinging on to you. It's probably going to be difficult to pry him off.
Level 1. Level 1.
Indeed. Bartholomew,
Awesome. All right.
that thing
so
looks like if you hit it, it's going to go down.
the Sturge.
Well, the troll that Dernan shouted at you to burn.
Ah.
But if you want to go after the
I'm gonna
Sturge, that's
rotate
perfectly
around
fine.
to the Sturge,
All right.
and I have a good line of sight, right, on the troll from here. Or should I
I'd say
move
he's
further?
got partial cover.
All right, so then I'm gonna
Yeah,
move over
behind the
here,
pillar.
so the Sturge has an opportunity, I guess.
Oh,
Is that a pillar? Is that? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So then, yeah, I'll just move over here.
He misses. Worry about it.
Cool. All right, so from here, I'm gonna run over here, and I'm still holding my book, clutching my book, my cloak fluttering around me as I scurry across the room, and I just hold out that orb of water, and it seems like it's kind of bubbling, like it's boiling inside, and my hand is just covered with fire, and I just yell out, "Burn!" And a ball of fire flings at the troll. I cast Firebolt.
Sweet.
All right.
Aww.
A little to the
Oh.
damn it.
Unfortunately, there's so much going on. There's so many people. Someone probably bumps into you as you're trying to cast this, and the bolt does go wide, and it hits the pillar right there between you and Todd, scorching the wood there.
Well, at least it didn't light on fire.
No, it didn't light on fire. This other Sturge, however, sees you as a potential meal.
Oh no.
Yay!
Oh, at least it doesn't have a mace.
This one, it sinks its proboscis into you, and it's trying to suck you dry, just like just a massive mosquito.
Oh no! I'm scared.
Oh,
Ah!
holy fuck.
Fuck!
Todrin, you've fallen off of horses. You've been hit pretty hard in a joust. It hurts. You are bleeding like you've never seen this much blood before.
Right.
Well, for that
My
mage
question
armor.
is, Drax, what is Bart's reaction to that?
Oh. Well, I just ran across the room, and as I shot out fire, this thing just landed on me. I'm just like, ah! Ah! And it just sinks its proboscis into me. Ugh.
Okay.
And I'm just yelling.
Okay, so I open my eyes and it's like all I can hear is my ears ringing and my heartbeat, and then just can see this bleary image. I'm shaking my head and I look up and I see this great big goofy scary redhead thing kneeling over me, grinning at me, and I flinch, ah! And I, with my hand on my sword, I kind of crawl backward away from him. Oh God, what is that? And then I start to hear screaming, so I look, Bart screaming, so I look around, and I'm gonna get up on my feet, and I'm gonna roll a dice to see if I go after a Sturge 1 or Sturge 3. Let's say 5 and up is Sturge 3. Okay, so I see Sturge 1 right next to me soonest. So as I'm standing up, I'm just gonna take a swing at this one here. I guess I'd be right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, these things are pretty nimble.
Okay.
All right. This troll just, unfortunately, as you guys look, the wound that Katarina and the wound that Dernan have inflicted on this thing seem to be healing up. And it's going to try and bite Dernan.
I still can't believe we tied critical 20s. Are you fucking kidding me? You know how awesome that would have been?
So this thing sinks its teeth into Durnan, and you hear him just scream out in pain, but he's still holding this blade right in its belly as it rakes its claws across him. You realize as it shreds the clothes, he's wearing chain shirt underneath his clothing, so
Nice.
he's not unarmored. This guy, he's been around. He knows what he's doing. He owns a yawning portal. This isn't the first rodeo.
I was gonna say. What a badass bar.
Yeah, Sturge 1, it's Yagra took a swing at it, and it's going to try and land on her. Yeah, it manages to sink its proboscis into her. This is probably the most times I've used that word in a day ever. So it sinks this thing into her, and it starts trying to suck her blood. She's flailing around trying to get it off, and Oscar, what would you like to do?
Are you sure the Sturges are rolling damage normal? Because they're all doing 7.
I'm beginning to wonder if there's something wrong with the with that, because I wonder if maybe maybe I have a setting wrong. Let me check my settings here. But anyway, go ahead, do your turn while I look.
Oscar is gonna stand up, and he's gonna turn towards the troll, and he's pulling his quarterstaff, which for his side is a huge staff, off. And he kind of squares off against the troll, and he starts doing all these like elaborate, martial arts kind of moves, and swinging it around behind him and around him, and all that kind of stuff. And then he pulls upon the power, and you see just like energy coming from the ceiling and the ground and out of the pit and all that, as he smacks the troll right over his head. That's what he sees. What you guys see is Oscar stands up, and he just kind of like shakes his quarterstaff at the troll a little bit, and then just bonks it on the nose. Oh.
Fuck.
Okay. So yeah, so his eyes are closed, and he was imagining what he was going to do, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, I do not know what's going on with the damage here. Anyway, go. I will figure that out in a minute.
Turn.
Yeah. Let's see.
TPK. Start again.
So she rips this thing off of herself, using the mace to just pry it off.
Nice.
Oops. It's doing that for all of them, and I don't know why, and I'm going to have to figure it out. I apologize, everybody. So she manages to kill this one, though. All right. Durnan's going to pull this sword out and try to take this troll's head off with it.
Come on, Durnan. MVP.
Whoop, I rolled damage.
Hit him. Yes.
Yeah, he hits this thing. He takes its head off, and the body slumps to the ground and falls into the well. And the head is still wriggling around on the ground and snapping at his feet. Oscar, you see this happening as well. It's snapping at you as well. And Durnan turns to you, Oscar, and he says, "Bring me some lantern oil and a torch." And that'll be his turn.
Jesus.
Katerina, you've still got this Sturge attached to you.
Yes, painfully aware. So with her left arm, she's kind of trying to push this thing away from her that's latched onto her. She's struggling to kind of push it off, but mostly because she's trying to gain access to the dagger on her right hip. So she's kind of struggling and pushing at it, grabs at that dagger, finally gets a hold of it, and tries to stab this thing. I don't know what these things look like very well, but in the place that would most effectively get it off of her.
Okay, I'm sorry. I missed the last part of that. I think my connection broke up a
Oh,
little.
I was just saying that I don't know exactly what this thing looks like, but she'd be stabbing at it or slicing at it, and the most effective place that she thought to try to get it to unlatch and
Sure.
fuck off.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a mosquito sugar glider.
Wow, you're right.
Unfortunately, as you're trying to swipe on it
Damn it!
against
I
it,
didn't
yeah.
target it again.
Yeah, he managed to either deflect the blow or somehow you're not able to really connect with him very well.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
kind of hard to fight one of these things off once it's attached to you.
It's like a jellyfish mosquito sugar glider.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to try to do? Any movement or?
Yeah, I try to bite it. What do you mean? How am I going to move with this thing attached to me?
I try to bite it.
It's only the size of, say, a baseball or something. It's not very big.
But where
but
I
it's-
go, it goes. It's attached
Yeah.
to me.
Yes.
Run up to one of
Going
us and go,
somewhere.
kill it! Kill it!
Probably isn't going to help me. I do turn toward Oscar so that he can see this thing attached to me, wherever it happens to be attached.
All right. Apparently, what I did didn't work. I'm going to re-roll that just in case, though. It's still a 4. So, this thing has plunged its proboscis into Katerina, and you see her go down from blood loss.
Fucking A.
All right. So this thing
Bartholomew.
is latched onto me, which is
Yes, it is.
absolutely revolting.
Yeah.
I'm not yelling anymore, but I'm still kind of like hopping from foot to foot. And I see Katerina go down with another one of these stupid, gross, nasty mosquito rats attached to her. And I'm going to cast Magic Missile. I'm going to use 2 on Sturge 3 and 1 on Sturge 2. So, how did we decide this works? Because I don't know.
Go ahead and roll a d4 for each of them, but
For each one?
I can tell you right now, you're going to kill them. They have 2 hit points.
Oh, okay.
You just roll a die
Yeah.
once, and then that gets applied to everybody.
So, because it's not
Okay, so 5 damage. So they both explode.
Nice.
All right.
Badass.
So yeah, this thing, not only does it explode, Bartholomew, but it coats you in your own blood as it does.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
I start
But they
to put
are-
it back.
They are dead, though.
I pressed the digitation myself.
Press the digit, nation.
I think you prestidigitate.
Okay, we are no
Exactly.
longer in initiative. Yagra actually, she comes running over to you, Todrin. She's, "Are you okay?"
Oh, hell. No. And I'd take a knee.
I just fall down. I'm on my
Yeah,
knees.
So, yeah,
Actually, I sit down in the chair in front of me.
I reach up a hand to Yagra, and I reach out and I touch Bartholomew, and I'm going to, between me, her, and him, spend all of my lay on hands. So the red stone in the middle of my forehead, I'm casting spells, guys! It it flashes this bright blood red, and yeah, these red lights just sparkle all the way around my arms and travel to the two of you, them, you and her, and me, and heal us all a bunch.
So it's at this point that you hear Darnan yelling, "Is anyone going to bring me a torch?" And the head of this thing is still moving and still snapping, and you actually see it's starting to grow a new body.
Okay, I run,
just like a little baby infant troll.
I run forward and I point my thing at it and I cast Firebolt at it again.
Yeah, it's no problem with it being where it is now. You don't even have to roll. You get it, but it's on fire, and he says, Finally! You see him, he's wiping blood, and he looks disgusted. The table's up, turned on the side, and he looks just irritated as he sheathes his sword and walks away, and he says, "Burn the one in the well, too."
Ah, yes. I go to the edge. Can I see it down there?
Roll me a perception check.
Yay.
I'm standing next to him, looking down.
16!
I'll say, no, yeah, you see it, but you also see Bonnie, and she has got just a cask full of lantern oil that she's brought to the edge of the portal, and it's just dumping down into the hole, and so you're able to use your firebolt to light the lantern oil on fire as it's going down.
Gotcha. Cool.
Badass. And
And it's at this point that
I have to revise my earlier statement. I use all 5 because I only have 5 on Bartholomew, so he heals 5 points.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's at this point that you realize that everyone is looking. The pandemonium has stopped. People are clapping, and from several people, people putting their hand on your shoulders, patting you on the back, and you hear, "Good show, way to go," this kind of thing. And you also see someone coming through the crowd. Wait, coming through, move. He's he sees you first, Todrin, and he goes, "That was incredible." You realize this is Volothep Gadarn.
Ah,
Oh, hell.
you! Volo! I have been so excited to see you.
Where were you, Mr.
I-
Guide to Monsters?
He says, "You're glad to see me. I'm glad to see you. That was amazing. I have not seen bravery like that in years."
Really? Has it really been that long?
Really, I could use someone like you guys, all of you. And he looks at Dern and he says, "These people, please bring us drinks. Put it on my tab. I will pay for their drinks." He says, come with me," and he leads you to his table in the back. All 4 of you.
Yes.
So
me
Katerina
just a
slowly
minute.
gets up off the ground, still covered in her blood, shakes her head. Fucking hate bugs. Thanks, Oscar, for saving her. Kind of nods at Durnan and follows wherever people go.
It was Bartholomew, but yeah.
You see,
Bartholomew, what? Did he give her, or I thought Oscar came over to her? Was it Bartholomew?
Bar-
I brought Katrina back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant
Yeah,
who
I really haven't
squished
had
the
any
bug.
contact with the two nobles at all yet, actually.
Gotcha.
Yeah, after she went unconscious, I killed the bug.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, so she doesn't know
thank
that.
you,
She
Kai.
doesn't know how she got herself out of that mess.
okay.
Other
So
direction.
Volo leads you all back to his table, and pretty soon Bonnie comes with drinks for everybody, and he says, "I have a proposition." He's looking to all of you for a
Katerina, it's
secret.
Bolo! It's the guy. I have his books. You want me to go get one of his books?
Yes, I see. No, just listen to what he has
Okay,
to say.
I'm so sorry, little guy.
You hear him perk. You see him perk up, and he says, "You have one of my books, really?"
I do. Do you want me to go get it?
So
No,
does this guy,
no.
and I
Oh no!
point my thumb at Bart.
Yes, yes.
Really? Fans. Perfect. That's even better.
Don't have his books.
Well, I don't have any books myself, but you two are a purveyor of the fine literature.
Yes, I've purveyed literature.
Yes. Good.
You see Volo clap his hands together and say, "This is fantastic. People who've read my book, Heroes of the Yawning Portal, this is fantastic. This is perfect. I have a small problem that I need some help with. You see, you see him stroking his mustache, and he adjusts his little floppy hat. He says, a friend of mine has seemed to have gone missing recently. Well, my friend's name is Floon Blagmar, and he's got more beauty than brains." You see him kind of give Todrin a glance, but he.
Excuse me.
I apologize. You remind me of him somewhat. I worry that he may have taken a bad way home a couple of nights and was kidnapped or worse. Look, if you agree to track him down with all due haste, I can offer you 10 gold dragons apiece now. And I can give you 10 times that when you find Floon. May I prevail upon you in my hour of need?
Spell his name? Floon?
Floon, Floon, Blagmar.
So while he's telling this story and trying to solicit us to go and find his friend, Katarina's scanning the room to see if others might be listening in on our conversation.
Roll me a perception check. There are certainly people that seem to be interested. I mean, you guys just fought a troll in the middle of the Yawning Portal. Maybe not necessarily interested in what he's talking to you about, but there are people paying you attention. Absolutely.
So they're looking, but they're not in earshot.
Well, I'd say they're within earshot, but they're probably not listening.
I asked the closest person if they are Floon Blagorn.
No, I'm afraid I haven't seen him in a while. He comes in here pretty often, though.
Is he here right now?
Haven't seen him.
So when you say 10 times as much when we find him, 10 times as much each.
Well,
Katarina.
No, I don't know that I can afford 10 times each, but I can certainly give you 10 gold pieces now to split amongst yourselves, and
well,
when the royalties
listen here,
of
little
my
man.
book.
Give us just a minute, will you? I'm gonna grab Bart's shoulder and pull him aside. I
explained to
what is it,
Katrina
Todd?
what 10 is.
Call her Katrina again and you'll get it. Punch in the gut. Katrina, indeed.
Remember that thing I was telling you about earlier?
The thing?
Yeah, that thing I need to work on, get a little better at doing.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know we
inner
don't
beauty.
really need money,
Not
but
so much outer beauty.
well, I know we don't really need money, so to speak, but would you mind accompanying me and maybe doing this, whatever this turns out to be?
Of course, Todd. Of course. Volo may have very interesting information.
Right. Yes, he might.
Yes.
All right. Well, oh, there we go. All right, mate. Cheerio.
Chip chips, right?
Well, let's see what happens. And
All right then.
and yeah,
I think it will do you quite well, Todd. Right.
Yeah. And I'll solemnly walk us back and say, "Well, we're in." And I look at the other two.
Yes. And you are. And I reach my hand out to Oscar.
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 Os-
And
No, Oscar.
Oscar.
Oscar?
No, Oscar.
Oscar.
No, Oscar.
Okay. I believe
This
you.
can go
Are
on.
y'all hard of hearing?
Anyway, what are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am not Floon, so he is not here.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Katarina, no,
Oscar.
nope. Kate, what's Katrina? No, Katarina. She is not
Katarina?
Floon either.
I turn to you, and I hold out
Oh.
my hand.
User in your
Yes.
channel timed out.
No.
Oh.
Bye. Come.
I try to wipe the blood away from her face.
I
but
assume
it
the one
just
who
doesn't
left
work.
was the exalted one. Yeah, he's just smearing blood more on my face.
The exalted one.
Everybody needs to get a hydro
User
flask
joined
right
your
now.
channel.
I don't
Hey,
know
welcome
why.
back.
Welcome back.
I didn't get disconnected at least, but for some reason TeamSpeak's crashing me tonight. So, okay. Sorry.
Bartholomew, what were you saying?
So I hold out my hand to you. Hi, I am Bartholomew.
She
Who
goes
are
to
you?
she goes to raise her hand, and when she does, she sees it just soaked in her what used to be her blood. And she stops halfway after raising her hand and kind of wipes it on her blood-soaked cloak, and brings it back up just as soaked as it ever was, and offers him a hearty, bloody handshake.
Right on. He grasps it firmly and shakes your hand. And then he looks at his hand
Katarina.
and his Katarina.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say.
No. You're good. As you say that, Katarina. Very nice. Lovely name. My hand just starts to glow green and then the blood disappears.
Oh,
Nice
thank
to
you.
meet you.
So sparkly.
Yes.
Thank you kindly.
You can refer to me as Lord Amcanthra for now. I'm just
Very
like
good, Lord.
kind of
And Tantra. And sorry, is it and say it again.
Amcanth. Wow, I can't even say it. Amcathra.
Just call me Lord.
Cathra.
My
Lord
lord.
Cathra.
My lord will do. I appreciate your respect for my position. We will be accompanying you for protection and guarantee for success.
Guarantee. Sorry.
I kind of nudge him and I look at you. I'm looking between the two of you. He's not feeling well.
Successful, that's what
Right.
I am.
Right, Todd? Todrick? Or Todrin?
I knew it. I knew I should have done that. Well,
Sorry.
With all due respect, my lord, it might look a little odd for you to be guarding someone of my stature. Perhaps it would be more normal if I were the one playing the part of a bodyguard or hired guard for you.
now we're speaking my language.
Uh,
That sounds great.
I-
Katerina? Mistress Katerina. And reach out to shake your hand. I pull off my glove.
And her sparkling, clean, perfect hand comes up and
Awesome.
grabs your hand.
Cool. And Oscar? Oscar?
Actually, there are two Katarinas now. One is clean, the other one is all bloody.
What?
I'm just blinking.
When you look to where Oscar was standing, you see the bloody Katerina and the clean Katerina.
Oh, so there is no Oscar now.
Well,
No.
Well, that's some fancy magic. I like it. I like it. Will I be
impressive.
calling you
Oscar. And she reaches out her hand.
Right. And I'll
Oscar, are you
No,
a
Oscar.
wizard?
I'll shake his hand as well.
No, I am not a wizard. I am a furbolg.
A furbolg. Thank you. I open my book, flip past into near the back, and I just start writing down some stuff with a quill that I pull out of the spine of the book.
And you see, at this moment, you see Volo says, page 162 in my book, Furbolg.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
That better be
Yes,
the right
I
page.
do remember.
I don't know if that's the right number, and now I feel bad.
That better be fucking accurate. You better have that shit memorized.
Thank you, Volo. Thank you. I have recently been reading about some of your... And I'm just writing.
Page 107, sorry.
You were damn close. Well, okay, so just to make sure, for my notes here, I have Volo's told us to look for Floon Blagmar. What
Yes.
what else did he tell us? Where did he go missing?
Well, let me start. Floon, he's a handsome young man, early 30s, wavy red blonde hair, dressed in rather princely garb. He's not a noble, but he does dress well. I was with him 2 nights ago. He and I were drinking. I'd just come back in from town. I had been on a book tour in Chult. We were at a tavern in the dock ward called the Skewered Dragon when I last saw him. I left for the night to come back to the Dawning Portal to my room to spend the night. I don't know where he may have gone from there, though. That would be the best place to start looking.
Well,
I'm embarrassed to admit, he might have gotten in trouble because of me. I'm not sure. Well, just if you can find him, I'm more than happy to pay you as soon as the royalties for my book come in. Just, I would hate for something to happen to him and it be my fault, you know?
why would he be in trouble because of you? And I'm watching him if I need to pull an inside check.
Roll an
What's this
insight
guy's
check.
name again? Floon?
The guy we're
Floon
looking for?
Blagmar.
Yeah. Floon Blagmar.
And there it is in the chat if you need the spelling.
Oh, 2 A's. Good to know. I'm sorry to make you repeat yourself, Kason, but Floon
No,
was
no,
last
it's
seen what? 2 days
Blagmar.
ago?
It's last scene. Yeah,
Yes.
last time 2 days ago at the Skewered Dragon Tavern in the dock ward.
Okay.
Skewered
Todd?
Dragon, what?
Skewered Dragon Tavern in the dock ward. Todrin, he seems on the up and up. There's really nothing you can sense that might be off.
What about his answer to my question? That's
Which
what I
was
was watching. I was watching him while I asked him the question of why would he be in trouble because of you.
Ah, yes.
well, being an author, not everyone likes what you write.
That is true. That is true. Everyone's a critic, so they say.
Precisely.
So they say.
Thank you.
However, your writing happens to be quite interesting. Yours is mostly about details and capturing the
flattered.
truth.
He puts his hand on his chest. I'm flattered. You know what I can do for both of you? In fact, for all of you. And he reaches into his pack and he pulls out 4 copies of Volo's Guide to Monsters. He's here. May I borrow your pen, your quill?
Ah, yes, of course. I hand it to him.
And he opens up the front cover to each of these books and he starts signing them. He says, "Here, one for each of you. I can guarantee you these will only increase in value as time goes on."
Excellent, excellent.
So we
Thank
all
you.
four have one now, or it was Oscar's and Bart's? I didn't
He
He
understand
has
that.
taken four brand new books out of his pack and signed them and given them to you. So,
Oh, cool.
they would now have 2 copies.
Sweet.
So she just looks down at the book. Her expression doesn't change, and she looks back up.
That's awesome. I like that.
Volo,
Yes.
I'd like to talk to you about your payment. When you first
My-
suggested that we help you, you
Yes.
offered 10 dragon to each of us. Your second
No,
offer was 10
I-
for us to share. Sorry,
No,
forgive me that. And 10 really doesn't divide very evenly between
User
4.
joined your channel.
And then you'd say you'd give us 10 times that when we were done. And then you'd said you'd give us 10 times
User
that
in your
after
channel
your
timed out.
proceeds. Well, if he ever comes back, we can talk about that one.
No, that was me.
Oh, you left. Good.
My
I
TeamSpeak
all
just
the phone is still
closed.
here.
If he ever comes back.
I'm just so used
Luckily-
to being Hazen.
Sorry. Luckily, it wasn't me this time.
So perhaps your dealings is not as
Yep.
good as your writing, but we should definitely settle on a price.
Ever comes back.
But this time, before you
I-
say one, please make sure of what your intentions are.
At this moment, you can all see him kind of hesitating. He goes, well, I can give you 10 gold pieces now for you to split amongst yourselves. And, look, to be perfectly honest, I am really waiting on the royalties for my book, and they haven't quite come through yet. I have begun writing a new book, Volo's Guide to Spirits and Specters, that won't be coming out for some time yet, but, I promise you, I am good for the money.
The money is no concern to me. I only wish to have your honesty.
See, this looks like a bridge just been lifted off of his shoulder, and he just, okay.
I raise my eyebrows and look at this strange woman.
Look, trust me, I promise I will come up with some reward. Just please. Floon, he's a delicate man. I fear for his safety.
Well, I suppose we're off to see what we can find, unless you have anything else for us.
No, nothing. I mean, we drank, we gambled for a few hours, and then I left. That was the last I saw of him.
You
Now-
said he had a room here at the yawning portal.
Oh no, I have a room. He may stay here sometimes. I don't know.
Do you know of where he was staying when you last saw him?
Honestly, it's been some time since I was in the city. I don't know.
Speaking of only being here for a short time, seems to me 2 days isn't long enough to report someone missing. Are you hiding something? Do you know something about why you should be so concerned about this person? Maybe he's just off doing his own thing.
You're supposed to meet. He hasn't come back.
Maybe he found himself a pretty little bar wench somewhere. What makes you think
You know-
he's missing?
I start
I
nodding all
certainly-
big.
I certainly hope that's what it is. I really do.
Well, I guess we'll find what we find then.
Yes, please. And again, if and when you find him, please, I will be here. If I'm not down here in the tap room, please talk to Dernan. He will send someone up immediately to my room. I will be with you as soon as I can.
What time of day is it right now, would you say?
Early afternoon, probably 3 o'clock-ish.
So to understand, though, this friend of yours who is so dear, you don't know the places he frequents or where he stays when he comes to town.
Well, I know he goes to the Skewer Dragon. He goes to the Yawning Portal. There's a fest hall. What is it called? The Purple Palace. It's actually not very far from Skewer Dragon. Where else might he be?
The Dark Ward. Sorry. The Dark
Dark
Ward
Ward,
is not
yes.
for the faint of heart. What business does he have there?
Well, he has friends all over town. He's quite the ladies' man, I'm sure.
Certainly
said
there's no
the
ladies
purple
down there
what?
that he wants to be a man to.
Oh, hang on.
Purple. Sorry.
I think he
The
said the
name
Purple
of the
Palace.
Yes.
Purple Palace,
may
the
have
fest hall.
yeah, yes. The fest hall is called the Purple Palace.
I love that word.
And what was the other place you said we could probably find him at?
Skewer
the Yawning
Dragon
Or where
Tavern.
he frequented, I mean?
Yeah, Yawning Portal, Skewer Dragon, the Purple Palace.
And what would this person's business be?
Business. Flu?
Oh, so, as a noble you might not know this, but at fest halls you go to have sex with people.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
they
really?
They
He
have
said he
other.
had business at the Dark Ward. He knew people all over town. He must have a reason.
I'm sorry, reasons for what?
Well, aren't you the helpful one?
I kind of
Doing everything I can.
I squint one eye and look up at Oscar. Do you go to fest halls to have sex with people?
You're Volos. It's not like that's the only thing that you can find there. They have shows and
Let
other
the man
things.
question mark answer.
Me, I
Todd,
still
you're
look
not
like
being very
Katrina.
polite.
What Kai?
I still look like Katrina.
Oh,
Katerina.
right.
I'm going to bring up the map and I'm going to show you where these places are. If everyone sees the map, I hope they do. Saf, do you see the map?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Sweet.
I'm going to focus everyone's map on the area in question. So did that work?
Yes.
Oh, yes, nice.
So that's this. Okay, the splintered stair.
So yeah, you'll see the awning portals up in your top left corner. Then you'll see the Honorable Knight, the walking statue. Down south from there is Candle Lane. That's where Oscar can tell you about that later. Anyways, almost a straight shot south of Candle Lane, you will see Zastro Street. That has the tavern at the not very far from it on Fillet Lane. There's a little alley back there where the tavern is,
Oh, there's a little pin for it.
and there's also one for the fest hall, the Purple Palace.
Now there is. There it is.
Sweet.
You guys can figure your way out there as you wish.
Well, can we count what just happened as a short rest? Sitting
Oh
and
yeah, I'd
talking?
say so.
Sweet.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
This is fucking awesome.
How are we doing on time? Is everybody good for?
I can go for a little bit longer.
Okay.
So till we get there.
Maybe.
Isn't there a way you can apply a short rest to the group somehow?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Please and thank you.
There you go.
Sweet.
Forgot I can do that. And feel free to roll hit dice or anything if you want to do that to heal up.
Might as well. Oh, yay.
He's HT -1.
Todrin, did you want to use one?
I'm good
Oh.
where I'm at.
Okay.
I forgot to spend lay on hands, and that doesn't refresh during a short rest, so I'm
Okay.
good.
All right. So Probably the fastest route that you guys would know is just Snail Street. We'll take you almost all the way there.
Fastest route is Snail Street.
Hey,
Nice.
Oh boy.
Snail Street?
so is that what you guys want to do? Start heading out?
Yep.
Wouldn't
Yep.
we go down Soothsayer's Way and then south
If you want to.
to Fillet Lane?
If you want to. It's up to you.
I don't even see Snail Lane.
It's just a little ways over from, like when you walk out the yarding portal,
Ah,
it's
Snail
just
Street.
it's the
I see
largest
it.
street, yeah, going north and south.
Can I drop? I can't drop me in on the map here. Dang.
I guess we can take Snail Street.
Yes.
Okay.
Just go up or just east and then south and then east.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So you guys are walking down Snail Street. It's early spring. It's a little bit of drizzle and mist in the air, but it's, there's nothing heavy as far as precipitation goes.
Catch on my tongue.
Sure.
Real quick, as we're walking, are you both still Katarina?
No, I'm back to Oscar. And I'm smoking my pipe, and as I smoke it, bubbles are coming out of it instead of smoke.
Whoa, cool.
Shiny rainbow ones.
So yeah, I'll walk so that I'm in front of Katarina and talk over my shoulder to her. Do y'all have any experience as a bounty hunter? We may as well play this to the hilt, so to speak.
Experience enough. I can't speak for Oscar.
I just mean as far
Oh,
as
you can.
playing the part.
Shouldn't be too much of a stretch.
All right. And what about you? Why are you with us? Looking over at Oscar.
I'm walking with you.
Right. You are. Very good. I mean, like, why? For other people's sake. What do we tell them?
Well, Katrina, no, Katerina is my friend, and I like to spend time with her.
I look at Katerina over my shoulder. Can you
that's correct,
handle
right?
him?
He does not need handling.
Well,
Oscar.
What kind of handling? I mean, maybe like special, like pampering.
Oscar.
This is
Yes.
interesting.
So
I'm just
Volo.
reading my book.
I start to walk
occasionally
down the
writing
street
a
of
note.
curtains.
Volo.
Volo
asked
is
us-
not here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
yeah, we're walking down the road. I started asking these questions as we're walking down the road, trying to secure who we are and what we're doing for appearance's sakes.
I thought she was asking for Volo. My mistake.
Oscar, Volo has asked us to find something important to him. And has offered us money to do so. And it happens to be a friend of his. Lord here. Forgive me, I don't see your name written anywhere, so I'm just going to call you Lord for the until
Yeah,
I see.
my lord, yeah.
It's right here. Cathra. Cathra?
Yes.
Perfect.
Lord Cathra would like us to accompany him and his friend Lord Bartholomew. Sorry, whatever your last name is.
Margaster.
I don't think you told me yet.
No.
And in doing so, it would look the most normal if you and I played the part of protector to the two lords. What do you say?
I just kind of stare at her blankly. Okay. Like, okay. So we need more bubbles?
Perhaps when the time is right. But right now, we just walk with them. We keep our eyes out. and we look for anything that doesn't look quite right.
Listen, big man,
Well,
I
and
need you to
exactly.
look as tough as you can. Can you do that for me?
Yes, I make a constipated face.
Perfect. That's terrifying.
As you guys get to
Remember, I turned down Street of Curtains. I'm invoking my... Hold on.
when you try to turn down the Street of Curtains,
City
you are
Secrets. I
stopped
know the
by the
secret patterns
watch.
and flow to the cities and can... Oh, that's fine.
Wait,
When I'm
what's
not
happening?
in combat, you and any command teams I lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow.
Oh shit. Nice.
So
He has his
as
perks.
you start to turn down that alley to use that, though, you find yourselves on a street that's been cordoned off by the city watch. Lying
I
on the
growl at them.
cobblestones,
Stand in front
lying.
of Todrin.
Oh boy,
Wait, what?
lying on the
Growls
cobbles.
at them and stands in front of you, as if he's guarding you.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Lying on the cobblestones are a half-dozen corpses, seemingly the victims of some terrible skirmish. Watch officers have disarmed and arrested 3 blood-drenched humans and are in the midst of questioning witnesses. One of the officers sees you, Oscar. He goes, "Get on. Nothing to see here."
It's really tough to look tough while you're trying not to throw up. What the hell happened here?
So I'm gonna step forward, just interested. Excuse me. Yes, I am Lord Margaster. What has happened here?
My lord, my apologies. We've had to cordon off this particular alley. There was a skirmish between the Zentarum and the Xanathar Guild. That's all we know right now. We're trying to find out more. I'll have to go around for now. I'm sorry.
No, that is fine, good man. I appreciate the information. Have a good day and good luck.
As
Thank you.
Katerina scans the bodies laying down and the 3 men who have been apprehended, does she see any symbols that would suggest who is who and who's dead and who's alive?
Roll me a perception check.
Hell yeah. I really like that we're all playing these characters to the hilt. This is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, you see on the one closest to you, and he kind of looks over and catches your eye. He's got a neck tattoo that's the Zentarum flying snake that you can see on his neck.
And are the other
So-
2 that are alive also?
They appear to be, yeah, they appear to be within.
So they're all from the same side, and the ones laying down on the ground.
It would appear that all the ones dead are Xanathar Guild.
Okay.
Do they bear any resemblance to the guys we fought in the thing?
Roll me a perception check.
Can I assist him? I did make a point of trying to memorize.
That's true. Go ahead and roll it with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh god. I'm throwing up in my mouth a little bit because this is really horrible.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I'm going to protect Todrin by moving him back out of the thing.
Wait, he.
Oh god, is
Wait.
touching a noble in the sight of the watch, is that going to get me killed?
They're pretty busy right now.
His guard.
So
His
you
guard.
you are able to make your way down the next alley over if you would like to. Use your ability.
As you're pushing me away, I look impatient, but I'd finally just act like she said, like you're just pushing me away from my safety.
So as we're
Control Cock
walking,
Ellie.
I share the only information that I have. Not that I'm sure it matters, but I really don't know. But the 3 men that were standing were all members of the Zentarum, and I'm not sure, but the ones that were laying on the ground, I believe, were part of a guild that opposes them.
Really?
The Zentarum?
Floon Blagmar?
Not Flume.
No, not yet. No.
No.
So
Okay, sorry.
these Xanathar Guild people, they oppose the Zentarim.
Well, it would appear so in that alleyway.
Yes, that is true.
I'm not sure which side I would pick in that fight.
There's your what the City Watch looked like.
That is awesome.
They are so happy.
Motley crew.
They look like they love their jobs.
The halfling doesn't look too bad.
No. I would like
He's
to
just
propose
like,
if
I
we're
have
going
to
to
deal with these
continue
two fucking
taking,
assholes all day.
taking a couple minutes before we continue.
Holy shit. This is awesome.
Water break.
Sure, Drax, are you alright? Or do you want to
Yeah,
call
we'll
it
go.
for the night? Okay. Let's take a 5-minute break then.
Sweet.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm going to reload some of these images. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're sticking to characters very well. I like it.
I apologize for the clusterfuck the opening was.
No, dude, it's even if it's worse, it's totally fine. We're all having a blast.
Indeed.
Thank you for following along as well as you did, Drax. I didn't want to spell everything out.
Yes. It's tricky.
You caught on. You got it. It's perfect.
Yes, yes.
Any comments, questions, suggestions for me so far?
It's been perfect. I can't complain at all.
My only complaint is that you apologize for things you don't have to.
You know, and that's just me. I do that with
I'm just
everything. I really do.
confined case.
It's awful.
I'm sorry, I didn't
My
mean to
dad had to
apologize.
break me of that also. And the funniest part was he'd be like, "Stop saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Just over and over until finally I'm like, "Okay, I get it." Like, I don't remember if I shared that post with you or not, but it's like instead of "I'm sorry for the bad connection," it's "Thanks for being patient," and that
I
kind of
remember
thing.
that.
Yeah,
I remember that, yeah.
it's all about that mentality. I know you're not like crippling yourself with guilt, but it's it helps.
No, and I'll tell you what, I know that I'm the one that's the most irritated about it than anyone else. Like, I know
Really.
you guys are understanding about it, and yeah. There's you a close-up of Yagra.
How manly.
I mean, you made her day. You made a half
That
orc
was pretty
smile
smooth, right?
and
That was pretty
flattered.
sweet.
Oh yeah, you flattered her. You have a new best friend.
There's gonna
I mean,
be a lot more where that came from, so look forward to it.
who was the one that she came to the aid of after
That's
the
true.
fact?
That is true. Yep, I
I
noticed.
made it. I was honestly. I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit here. I was gonna have her go and apologize to Bart at first for nearly hitting him in the face with a mace, but after, when I thought about it a little
So
more, I was
about
like,
that, she went over to Bart, or no, to Todrin at that. Well, her friend she was there to see was dead on the ground.
"What? Was she?
Yeah, Katarina had died. I went over
Oh
there
shit!"
and healed her back up.
Oh,
Honestly,
that's
there was
right.
so
That's right.
much. There was so much going on, and I just skipped over
To
that.
be
I'm sorry.
honest, if you look at the line of sight on that map, there's a pillar and two tables and another pillar in the way.
Troll and blood
Yeah, I
everywhere.
mean,
Yeah.
she wouldn't have even known.
We just got trolled.
Oh man, I love the image of Durnan just standing there. Will someone bring me some oil?
We got trolled, but those sturges really stung. No?
Yes.
All right. I want to be cool too.
Oh hey, you were cool. You took that thing head on and got annihilated for it. That
Yeah,
was awesome.
that was pretty cool. God damn it!
That was-
I can't believe we tied in in fucking critical 20s with a
I know
tied
it.
modifier. Are you kidding me?
They have a +4 to their strength, yeah.
Level 1, I tie trolls in strength. That's pretty cool. I'll take that.
I hope these are just loading or preloading, and I'm not filling you guys full of spoilers here.
Nope. I haven't seen anything since the picture of the orc crying.
Okay, good. That one I shared on purpose.
Okay. But yeah, that smoothness right there, there's a lot more where that came from. I'm looking forward to this big time.
Every time I'm gonna give you shit.
Why?
As we're walking down this new alley, I'm just gonna be like, so hitting on manly half-orc women now, are we?
You haven't been paying attention, my friend.
Kai, I was looking over this thing, and apparently it's the NPC rolls variable or fixed that determines the damage, but I have it set to variable, and it's still rolling it fixed, and I don't know why.
I don't like you, Nun.
I'm wondering.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. No, I'm seeing it's fixed on my end.
Okay, what's it say now?
Let me close it. Now it says variable.
Okay, if that doesn't, just please keep an eye on it for me. If we have another combat site, we may or may not. I don't know.
I punched Hudrin. Oh, I'm not an NPC. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody present? Are we ready to go? Do y'all want to go?
I believe so.
Okay. So, let me see. Where are we? So, there's tall, densely packed tenements leave most of the neighborhood in shadow at ground level on the dock wards. Most of the street lamps have had their glass smashed, and a lot of the candles have been stolen. Smells of salt air and excrement linger as you pass by rows and rows of rundown buildings.
I live around here.
As we pass by those lanterns that have been broken with no candles in them, Katerina looks up at the lanterns that are smashed and then looks over at Oscar with a side glance.
I wink, and suddenly they light.
Okay, now they're lit. I didn't expect that.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that either. Okay, cool. So you move on from Trollcrook Alley to Zastro Street. As you're walking down Zastro Street, there's some people milling about, and you pass by the occasional drunk sailor on your way. But there's one nearby shop as you reach the end of the street, and you're approaching Fillet Lane. You pass by the Purple Palace that you see is on your right, which it's on the west side of that, but you're coming at a different side, so it's be on your right side.
Right.
You see it. It's open, but not very busy at this hour. It's more of a kind of a nighttime nightclub kind of thing. But the shop next to it kind of stands out from the others. It's got a deep purple facade, and in the window hangs a stuffed beholder. Above the door hangs a sign with elaborate letters spelling out the Old Zoblob Shop. And just across the way, you can see the skewered dragon tucked in between some buildings in the alley across the Fillet Lane.
Okay, I'm here.
So if you guys would like to go...
Here. I didn't know it. I'm so sorry.
Would you guys like to continue on to the tavern, or do anything around here?
Did you miss all of that just now, Hein?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
Shit.
think we thought everybody was back, and you weren't, and I'm sorry.
I
That's
thought you were
okay.
here. I'm sorry.
Can you
That's all right.
repeat that?
As long as I didn't miss any cues on my character, I'll catch it all
Purple
later.
phallus.
The
There's
only
the
part.
purple phallus.
Yeah, there's a purple facade on a building. It's a shop called the Old Zoblov Shop. And if you guys want to go there, you can. If you want to continue on to Skewered Dragon, you can do that.
That's where I want to go.
I'm
If that's
still a little hungry, and I haven't had a Zoblob for a while. Should we stop in?
had a what?
A Zoblob, I assume it's edible.
Well, I
I don't think that's what that is. Maybe we should keep walking.
Does it look edible?
Like the building itself?
I don't know. If I see anything
Is
that
it
I could
gingerbread
possibly
building?
eat, I will go in.
a
Otherwise, we'll
stuffed
keep going.
beholder.
It's-
Probably
it's-
not.
Not really a food shop. He doesn't really have anything that seems edible. Not in the window displays, at least. You do see a purple, lavender scented smoke that's trailing out of the shop door as you look inside. The walls inside are painted purple, and there's a bunch of dusty knickknacks on the shelves. Are all dyed purple.
Kind of a one-trick pony, that.
I don't know. Maybe they have some books. Let's go in.
Yeah, all
She
right.
just looks at all three of the men, and then she follows them in.
As you all enter, there's a hairless old gnome sitting cross-legged on the counter. He's wearing these plum-colored robes. His cheeks are decorated with these 9 purple face-painted eyes. He's kind of squinting at you, beady little eyes, and he lowers a pipe and exhales a cloud of lavender smoke. Raises his hand up. Hail and well met. Come, browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world.
Yes, thank you. Would you happen
Food.
to have any books?
Books.
Or scrolls, maybe?
Or anything to eat?
I just
I don't-
stand in
Katerina
the
just-
doorway and look at look at Katerina.
Katerina's
don't-
just kind of browsing the shop, going from knick-knack and shelf to the next, just kind of taking it all in and looking.
He looks at you, Oscar, and says, I don't carry anything to eat, but I do have this. And he pushes forth these leaves that they're this it looks like lavender, but what he's smoking is not lavender.
Hmm.
And all around you, there's just tons of these little trinkets on the wall.
No books, then?
No books.
No scrolls?
Anything shiny?
Pretty much everything in his shop has been dyed purple. There's nothing really shiny.
Well, it's all your favorite color there, Bert.
Todd, it's bot.
That's what I said. I got a big old grin on my face. You making fun of the way I talk, boy?
No, I'm making fun
That's
of the way
what
you
I
can't
thought.
say my name correctly.
Do you have any Floon Blagmar?
Oscar, I
see-
don't believe that they're going to have any people in stock.
I don't know any floons. No. He seems kind of scratching his chin and takes another big puff of this pipe and he says,
I start to sniff the whatever it is.
what's he look like?
The delicious lavender kush.
Yes.
Roll me a constitution check.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Nice.
That's a good shit.
It is. It is some very
Oh my
good
God.
shit.
Uh,
And
it's
you realize now that this little gnome sitting on the counter is high.
As
I
Katarina's
pat him on
looking,
his head.
is anyone in the shop starting to feel the effects of that is not directly like taking a hit from
yeah,
that?
No,
I'm
there any
taking a step back
secondhand-
towards the door.
no, you're
'Cause
all
if there's
fine.
if there's any second hand, then she's gonna kind of exit out, but if not, great.
Oscar, he kind of looks at you and he says, "What does this Floon you say? What does he look like?"
Well, he's actually got wavy red hair. He's got some fancy clothes, but he's clearly not like nobility, you know. I kind of nod my head towards Bart and I.
Doesn't sound familiar. He kind of looks at you and looks you up and down, and he says, "But there are things that you could buy that might persuade me otherwise."
I just sigh and stare at him.
He just gives you this toothy grin.
I look over at Bart.
I'm already reading. He
Uh,
said there's no books or scrolls. I'm not interested anymore.
all right. I pull out a gold piece and flick it over to him.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh yeah, baby. This is my shit right here. Yeah. Fuck.
He puts his finger on the gold piece and he slides it over next to him and he taps it and he says, "It's starting to come to me."
Oh hell. I pull out 4 more and I slam them down on the...
His eyes go wide and he's like, yeah, there were 5 guys that were here 2 nights ago. They took him up the north on the road here. I don't know what happened with him, but there was these guys that they had these black tattoos on their winged snakes on their necks.
Wait!
Probably. Huh?
Wait! Did it look like this? And I hold up my book and there's a sketch of the Xanathar Guild tattoos.
Nice.
He leans in real close and he says, "No,
Are you
no,
sure?
not Xanathar.
Hmm.
The tattoos that he's showing are the Zentarum tattoos."
You know, you don't gotta give that away.
I would know that, yeah.
Yeah, we keep getting
Well, who
Xanathar
doesn't
and
have-
Zentarum mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
But the group could have sorted that out too.
Zentharum?
There's Xanathar and Zentarum.
Yeah.
Xanathar with an X, Zentarum with a Z.
So
A Z.
Xanathar are eyeballs, Zentarum are snakes.
Yes.
Winged snakes.
He was with someone else though. They kind of looked alike though. Maybe twins. I don't know.
So I'm sorry, it got lost in the translation there. So he was seen with guys with winged snakes on their necks?
They were attacked. There was
Like,
2 men. They looked very much alike. Both very well dressed. But I think they were attacked. I'm not sure, but there were 5 rough-looking men in black leather armor that attacked him just right outside my shop here.
And what's this place called?
This is the old Zoblob shop.
Old Zoblob Shop. Okay.
okay, so
And I
this
just
is
marked it
right
on your
next
map.
to where we saw those guys, those bodies
And-
in the alley.
Yeah, and no, that was up on the Street of Curtains.
Oh, okay, that was way up there.
That
Never
was
mind.
up here. Yeah.
Okay.
I just found the list I've been looking for the last 5 minutes of what he has in stock. He has a pair of bright purple socks. He has a vial of dragon blood. He has an empty wine bottle bearing a pretty label that says "The Wizards of Wine's Winery, Red Dragon Crush." A deep purple bag containing 47 human teeth, one of which is rotten. A glass vial containing nail clippings. An old divination card bearing your likeness. A piece of violet crystal that glows softly in the moonlight. A mummified goblin hand. A book that tells a story of a legendary hero's rise and fall, with a missing last chapter. A large, bright purple feather. A rabbit's foot that's been dyed purple, and a purple handkerchief embroidered with the name Elminster.
I'm gonna reach
How much
over.
for the-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
How much for the crystal and the feather?
Well, the crystal will run you 4 gold pieces. The feather,
What's a gold piece?
a gold dragon, like this. And the feather will run you 6 gold dragons.
So, to what, 10?
Yes, 10. One.
I turned to Katarina. Is 10 dragons good?
Is it good for what?
Voldo was saying something about 10 dragons, so we have that, right?
Between the 4 of us, we have that.
Good.
Question is...
Excellent. And he gives you those items.
Excellent.
Wow.
Oscar, you can't give away money that doesn't belong to you.
No, I have money. I hold up my thing and jangle it in front of you.
Well, your money is yours to spend.
Anyway, Zoblob, you told us that that this man Floon was accompanied by another?
Yes, I believe so. They look very much alike.
And was he taken by these Zentarim men as well?
Yes, they both were. This guy looks very chipper now that he's been paid a lot of money.
Interesting. And you said they went which way now?
It's north, just right up the street here. Zastro Street. I don't know where. I didn't follow them.
So you think they might have been heading up to the Way of the Dragon, which might lead to the High Road, which might...
It's possible.
When these men were taken, did they happen to say anything? Yell out, or...
I believe one of them said, "No, please don't. Ow." Things like that.
If you saw them, did it appear as though they knew the people taking them?
I don't think so.
Sounds
Did they look
like
frightened?
kidnapping.
Well, yes, I imagine they very much looked frightened.
Do you have to imagine, or did you see?
Of course I saw. Saw it with my own eyes. Maybe old, but my eyes haven't gone all bad yet.
Well, without your imagination, did they look frightened?
He looks at you and says, "I don't think I like you."
Just answer
That's
the
all right.
lady's
It isn't
question.
required.
Nope. I'm answering questions.
Well,
I figured
before
she's very
I
nice.
go, I was just wondering, how much for the lucky rabbit's foot?
Kind of looks you up down and says, 4 gold pieces.
Well, good
Four
thing
it
we
is.
already paid that then, isn't it? Like,
No.
Pulls 4 out and plunks it down on the counter.
Thank you.
I was
And
gonna
how
say
do
I'd
you
like to
like me
roll for
now?
intimidation.
Well, now you seem just fine to me.
Well,
Did you notice anything odd or out of the ordinary when this altercation took place? Something that made you think twice?
Well, it was pretty late at night. I certainly didn't want to get involved myself. I mean, 5 on 2's bad enough.
Is that why you didn't call for the watch?
Yeah. It's the Dark Wards. The watch ain't gonna do anything.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, no, the man's right. The gods don't care.
I'm
I
sorry,
go back to my
Saf.
book.
Which item was it you wanted? The
The
rabbit foot?
rabbit's foot, please.
It's a sad truth of the area, miss. They really don't. They can't handle everything that goes down here.
Well, it is
She just
unfortunate.
stares blankly at you.
Me and my associates are in Mage Guild are working on a few things to aid the area in security. But until then, there's not much going on here in terms of guard patrols. Anyway, I do believe we should be getting on to the Hewitt Dragon. Perhaps we can learn more about this Floon there, and why the Zentarum have such an interest in him.
Yep, sounds like we're on our way.
Okay.
It is interesting, though. Volo didn't say anything about a brother, or a relative, or a friend.
Or the
For that matter,
Zentarum.
what did he say? For a dear friend, he knew very little about him.
That is a true statement. We'll have to see what we can find.
So when you arrive at the Skewered Dragon, this place is a wreck. It looks like a ruin. There's both of the front-facing windows are smashed. There's a ship's anchor lodged in the roof. Through the windows, you can see there's haggard drunks drinking from huge tankards. Yeah, this is a dive. This is the dive of dives.
Well, best we get started, as I'm like putting a hand over my nose.
Indeed. I walk up to you, Todd, and I kind of whisper at you, try not to look so disgusted with all the people here. I know the smell isn't quite so fantastic, but it really isn't quite that bad, Todd.
I make eye contact with you and reluctantly just pull my hand down. All right, I can handle this. It's not so bad. And I
Good.
walk over to the nearest.
I put my hand on your shoulder. Remember, Sune.
Right. Inner beauty. And I look over the dive full of just disgusting, horrible, smelly,
Yeah.
ugly people. Inner beauty. Right. I can't do this, man. I'm gonna need some help here.
I've got your back. It'll be all right, Todd. It'll be all right. Trust me. I've been in far worse places. Believe me.
Are you guys
this isn't that bad.
Are you guys standing in the front door having this conversation?
Oh yeah, like
No,
nobody else is there.
We're whispering to each other,
But-
walking up to it.
I was imagining us in the doorway, like nobody else is there. Like we're.
You
like-
can just sit wherever you would like. They don't have a hostess.
Katerina kind of pushes past them both, goes up to the bar, orders a drink, and just plops down at one of the tables, and starts to sip at her mug.
Why, Kazin, you got something?
No, go ahead. What
Oh,
are you guys? How do you want to do this?
See? It's not that bad. And I walk in behind Katerina. I sit next to her.
I
I'll
sigh
have
and
an ale,
look
please.
over at Oscar.
I stare you down.
That's right. Way to play the part, big guy. Follow me, and I'll walk up to where the other two went.
When he turns around, I tickle him in the back of the neck with that feather.
Ah, what the hell? Don't touch me!
and then go to the bar.
All right.
You almost see a smirk on Katerina's face, but not. It's almost as though you imagined it. But
When you sit down to the bar, the barkeep looks at you. This guy looks like he's been through a war. He's got a scar on his face. He's toothy grin. He says, "All right, what can I get for you?"
I was thinking maybe an ale and a little bit of information, perhaps.
All right. Ale all around, or just you?
I would like ale and Floon Blagmar, please.
Sloan.
Ah,
What, are you here to pay his tab?
Oh,
Is he here?
I start to laugh and I look up. Wait, what?
What?
what kind of tab are we talking about, good sir?
His bar tab.
Well, what can you tell us about this man, Floon?
He just kind of shakes his head. Says, "Look, you guys drinking or not?"
How about this? What is your name, good sir?
Katerina's scanning the room while they have their conversation at the bar while she sits sipping her mug at the table.
Aaron.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Well, barkeep Aaron, how about I agree. What is this man's bar tab, by the way? Oh, fuck.
He looks you up and down. And he says, 120 gold pieces.
Listen here, Aaron.
I laugh. I actually laugh at him.
I'm coughing and grinning.
And then I see that he's not laughing.
No,
Oh,
he is
you're
not laughing.
serious.
He looks
You're
dead serious.
Oh, okay. Well, And I look around this place. Don't take this the wrong way, but I doubt you have 200 gold pieces worth of liquor in this establishment. Now, how much was this man's tab?
Roll me a persuasion check to not offend him.
Where is it? Yeah, better than average.
He's shaking his head a little bit right now, and he just goes, "Look, if you guys want to drink, drink. If you want to ask questions, that's not what kind of bar this is."
Good point.
Well, maybe you could, and I pull out a gold piece and set it on the bar and slide it to him. Maybe you could point in the direction of a friend of Floon's while you give me a couple drinks.
Roll me a dex save.
A tech save, holy shit.
This guy, this is just for Todrick. He pulls a kitchen
I'm gonna
knife
grab
out.
for it.
He pulls a kitchen knife out and he just slams it into the table, into the bar right in front of your hand. He wasn't trying to hit you, but he's trying to make a point here. He says, "That's not what this kind of bar is, friend."
Wow, you got some balls on you, friend.
You're in my world.
I'm gonna stand up.
Katerina
Everyone in
walks
the
toward
bar stands up.
Katerina walks
Oh,
toward the bar
Shit.
and
When-
gets right in front of
Hold on,
Lord
just
and says, "My lord, perhaps you'd like to come sit down and have a drink."
Well,
What happens, Kazan?
when Oscar stands up after this happens, everyone in the bar stands up.
Oh shit.
I sit back down though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you got a point there, Mistress Katerina.
Don't call me mistress.
All right, Cat. I'll follow you.
You hear this guy as you turn around. He goes, "Just another spoiled rich noble likes to rub our noses in it."
How much for the other ales? She reaches into her pocket to pay for the ale she just ordered for the rest of her group.
Be about a gold piece for the lot of you.
Is my
Very
gold
well.
piece still on the counter?
Oh, not anymore. It's not.
No. Yeah, he's
She
good
places
enough
it
to
down.
take my money. Some bitch.
She takes the mugs and she goes and sits at the table and just gives a blank look at them, and hopes they come and sit down as well.
Yep, I follow her.
I
So-
follow too.
Things start to chill out a little bit. Everybody sits
I-
back down. There's a
I
card
slam
game going
my
on in the
hand
back.
down on the bar, and I say, "Drinks on the house for everyone." And then I go sit next to Katerina.
What the hell was that?
Oh
that's,
man.
that's what you say, right?
When you can pay for it.
No, the house pays. That's how the nobles do it, right?
Hear the bartender say, "If you want to pay for a round of drink for everybody in the place, that's fine, but it's not on me."
But you're the house. I just keep motioning back and forth between Todrick and him. I'm like, nobles do that. What?
We I'm
Do they
lost
not?
for words.
Okay, fine. Yes.
Well, I don't think we're going to get anything here. Perhaps we should move on to the palace.
Well,
So
we
as Katerina's looking around the room, does she notice anyone or anything that catches her attention?
Only a perception check.
this is not
Usually
your
people
typical
like
dig for
free drinks.
information.
I don't understand the problem.
You
She's
actually
been paying attention since they got there. Don't say damn.
You
Ooh,
actually do
nice.
see someone, kind of a scrawny-looking halfling, kind of a weaselly face to him. He looks like probably a dock worker. He kind of motions to you, since you seem to be the only one that knows what you're doing in this part of town, and he just kind of motions out the door.
So without a word to any of the rest, she just kind of stands up and goes out as she was motioned to.
Wait.
I
Bart,
put my hand
let's
on
go.
your shoulder. Nope, I
So
put my
does
hand
house
on your
mean
shoulder,
something
Todd.
different in the northern ward?
Oh,
It's
so
okay, Todd.
I start to stand up and you stop me?
Yes.
Oh, maybe, yeah. All right.
Personal business. Personal business.
All
Okay.
right.
So, Katerina, this halfling steps outside. Do you follow him?
I'm sorry. As they're stepping out, I want to activate my divine sense, and I want to see if I sense any evil on the halfling or cat or anybody really. I just take a big inhale through my nose, just detecting.
What exactly does it detect?
Strong evil
stench?
registers on my senses. I can detect celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet, and I get to know which type those things are.
Within 60 feet, you do not sense any celestials, you do not sense any fiends, and you do not sense any undead.
Do I detect evil?
That's not how it works.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
man.
changed the meaning in 5th edition. Instead of just being like evil alignment, now it's just those specific
Yeah.
monster types.
Oh, okay. Damn. Okay. All right.
Nothing here.
All right.
No, this is just your regular run-of-the-mill evil here.
So it stinks, but nothing like undead.
Yeah.
Or, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Katerina.
Sorry.
Follow Mr. Halfling out,
Yeah.
and I just go and stand beside him.
He looks around and he checks the alley and he turns back to you and he says, "Okay, what do you got?"
What do you want?
Look, I'll tell you everything you need to know. Just 5 gold pieces. That's fine.
It's getting a little low buying my friends out of sticky situations. Will you take 3?
Okay, fine. He looks
Very well.
really nervous right now.
Gives the 3 over to him.
Okay, look, Floon was here 2 nights ago. He was here with a friend. Don't know who his friend was, but the first guy left. It wasn't very long before someone else showed up. Do you know who Renard Neverember is? He's a noble. He, I don't know if these 2 guys know each other or what, but they left together, okay? And well, they drank first. They played a few card games around here. They left about midnight or so. There was 5 guys, followed them out. Don't know what happened after that.
Did you say his name was Renard?
Raynar.
Raynard?
And I will put that in the chat for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for your information. Could you also tell me, do you happen to know if Floon was staying here? Was he renting a room?
Oh no, this is just a tavern. There's some inns
Okay.
around it, but no, not here.
Did he come here often?
Floon, yeah, he comes in pretty often.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
They haven't been back. I do know where the guys that I think they may have been Zentaro. I'm not sure.
Did you recognize any of them?
Yeah, they're regulars here too, but well,
Do you happen to know any of their names?
I don't know their names, but I know where they're staying.
Well, that could be useful.
They got a warehouse they've been hanging out at. It's up on Candle Lane. Just look for the snake symbol on the door.
I know the place.
All right. Look, I'm out of here. He
Yes, don't let me put you in
scampers
danger,
off.
French. That was supposed to be friend,
Right.
not fringe.
That's okay.
Fringe.
Fringe.
See you later, friendo.
Thanks, my fringe.
All right.
So Katerina walks back in and sits back down at the table.
Well, how did that go?
Continues sipping on her beer.
I can only hope it went better than this beer is going, because this shit is awful.
Well, it didn't go so well for him since all he wanted was a quickie in the alleyway.
A what?
Ooga.
You didn't learn... Wait.
I learned never to follow a halfling outside at night.
Oh, okay. Are you okay?
You should be asking him that.
Well, I don't even know what to make of this.
I don't think we're going to find anything here. We should finish our drinks and move on.
I agree with
I
that.
got my drink in one.
Y'all want my drink? I hold it up to Oscar.
Not your particular
Awkwardly
taste?
try to drink it without actually grabbing it.
Horse lips going into the cup.
I just set it.
Hand just a little.
Just set it down on the table and glare at Bart across the table. Who is fast asleep?
Yeah, I was just about to say we probably should call it soon.
Drax! We're on fire! Everyone's dead!
Don't call it just yet. Drax, wake up. Soon, give us 10
Is he
more
asleep
minutes.
or is he muted?
Alex!
I don't know.
How about now?
There we go.
There you are. You weren't sleeping,
My
were
mic was
you?
muted.
I didn't think you'd be asleep.
It was probably both.
I really wasn't, but that isn't a bad idea.
Soon.
Yeah. We'll call it pretty soon, I promise.
Okay. What were we doing?
We
That's
got
up to you
nothing.
guys.
So I simply say, we should keep looking. Little Purple Man suggested that they went north. Perhaps we should look that way.
Agreed. Where's this Candle Street?
Almost due north.
Yeah. Yep. Candle Lane.
Oh,
Oh, is it Candle Lane?
Yeah.
Like really far north?
No. Like 3
Oh,
or
I'm
4
looking at the
streets
wrong
north.
place. Ha! I see it.
But yeah, we should call it because I need to talk with my roommate before he goes to bed.
All right. Well, before we
All
do
right,
that,
then I can't reveal things to you.
Oh shit.
Oh well, next time.
Keep your clothes on.
all right. Again, thank you all for bearing with me through the rough start we had.
That's the
Hey, man.
wrong way to say it, because there was no bearing. It was fun, dude.
No, it
You're
was
good.
perfect.
Yeah. It was what it was supposed to be, and we didn't have any expectation for this one. We were at 0. We got to play 1. It was awesome.
Right? This is a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we will pick it up next week right there.
I won't
I
be
do
here
have one
next
question
week.
before we go.
Oh, okay.
I told you guys this before.
That's right. I remember.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Except she's the only one that knows where to go.
Yeah.